Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Teams are just about set to go. The coaches and umpires are getting their instructions at home plate, and while they do that, Lance Winn, let's just have a quick talk about what this game means to each team.
Well, I think what's on the line here is, of course, a trip to the undefeated game. The longer you spend in the winner's bracket, the better off you are. The longer you are without a loss, the better off you are, the better rested your pitching staff will be. And with this heat, that, of course, is a factor. The winner will advance naturally to the undefeated game. The loser will have to drop down, and then that'll add another 2 or 3 games to their schedule, which, of course, will change potentially the outcome because they've got to go to the back door as opposed to the front door.
The Hill United Chiefs are on the right side of your screen wearing their black uniforms in the first base dugout. The Scarborough Force are taking the field, and while they do, let's look at the batting order for the Hill United Chiefs. It has not changed for a long time now, but let's go through it again. Leading off is Brad Esgel in center field, number 11, and Brad led off the game last night with a first pitch bomb to left center. Nico Carril is in right. Nick Shales, the reigning MVP, is on third base. Stephen Mullally is at first. Jason Hill is batting fifth, the designated player. Mark Johnson, who leads the tournament with 11 RBIs, bats sixth. Good to see Mark back in the lineup after coming up limp in last night's game, rounding third. We'll talk a little more about that later. James Todd-Hunter is the shortstop, batting seventh. Joel Southam is the second baseman, batting eighth, the Australian middle infield. And the Canadian catcher, Jason Sanford from Pictou, Nova Scotia, is behind the plate for the world's number one pitcher in Adam Folkert.
So it looks like there's going to be a bit of a change defensively for the Scarborough Force. That looks like Eric Urbanea out there in the circle and not Juan Portolicio.
Yes, Juan Portolicio was listed as the starting pitcher, Urbanea listed as the DP, and they've done the switch to start the game. So Urbanea will get the start. They will throw the lefty at the Hill United Chiefs, and Urbanea has only thrown a few innings here this week. Kept on the bench last night as Donnie Scott came in with a shutdown performance. So Juan Portolicio, who's 2-0, Donnie Scott is 1-0, and Urbanea just a handful of innings, about 4 here in the tournament. And he's going to be in the circle, and the guys behind him, Andy Skelton is in left field, Justin Krulicki in center. Pablo Figueroa is in right. He didn't play in last night's game, nor did Darren Newson at third, but he's back in tonight. Jerome Remeke is at short, Jorge Lima at second, the veteran Donnie Hale at first. Big Bruno Matroni behind the plate, doing the catching for the crafty left-hander, Eric Urbanea. So Brad Esgel will get things started, and he lifts this ball high into the Moline Knight, but only about 200 feet into the glove of Justin Krulicki, and we are underway in the nightcap.
Well, again, like you said off the top of the show, Chris, it was Bradley Ezekiel that led off the game. First pitch swinging with a bomb to the power alley in left center to start off the ball game. This time he got under it just a bit, but certainly skied that one high.
I'll bring in the Argentinian Nico Carril, the right fielder, who has taking over the place vacated by Jeff Ellsworth in his retirement. Takes ball one outside, and Urbaneo is well outside the chute when he lets go of that ball.
Well, he's got an unusual or a bit of an unorthodox delivery where he really falls to the left side of the circle when he releases the ball.
Kirill will take that pitch. First strike from tonight's home plate umpire, Mike Morrissey.
Our blue crew is Mike Morrissey behind the plate, Sweet Lou Davis at first, and Trevor Topping at third.
An all-Canadian umpiring crew and 2 Canadian teams on the mound here in Quad Cities on the border between Illinois and Iowa. That's ball 2 to Nico Kirill. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Hill United and the Scarborough Force now playing to see who will play the Toronto Gators tomorrow night. The Gators just beat the New York Gremlins in a thriller. Pop up in foul territory, and that going to fall into the second row here at the Green Valley Sports Complex.
See Matroni and Newsom fighting each other. They're both going to climb the fence to try and get that foul ball.
2-2 the count on Kirill. You see him take his helmet off and wipe the sweat down. And Lance, for people who are just joining us, still a scorcher outside, even though it is 9:20 local time. Earlier today, folks, with the humidity, you ready for this? The heat got up as high as 108 degrees. Kirill fouls that ball down the first base line. 2-2 the count remains.
And that's what we were commenting a game ago, that even though the sun was down, it was still 84 degrees, and with the humidity, 102. So still hot, still pretty warm out there for the boys. Doesn't take long. Don't need a long stretch tonight.
2-2 count to Kirill. Brad Esgel led off the inning with a fly ball to Justin Krulicki. And the curveball is fouled back by Nico Kirill. And fans, you can get a real sense for the movement on the ball from Eric Urbanea from our camera angle here tonight.
Urbanea's got a lot of movement on his ball. He's more of a finesse pitcher than a power pitcher. Roman Godoy would be classified as a power pitcher. Same with Adam Folkart. But Eric Urbanea, a lot of finesse, moves it around, tries to work both corners and the up and down as well.
Another 2-2 to Kirill. This one is skied into right. Figueroa over to the foul line, makes the catch. 2 down. And with 2 down, the reigning MVP, the Australian Nick Shales, will step in. Certainly one of the captains on this Hill United team.
And one of the things about Urbanea is not only is he a finesse pitcher, but again, without that velocity to fall back on, guys usually second time through the order can zone in a bit. And if he doesn't have the movement on the ball that he had previously, he tends to get hit hard.
Well, Juan Podolicio certainly throws the ball hard, and this Hill United team can hit the ball hard. So maybe throwing a little change-up, pardon the pun, as it were, to the Hill United lineup. First pitch is a drop ball inside to Nick Shales.
Well, the fact that they also sent the lineup up saying Juan Podolicio was penciled into the circle, and then it was a very late change. So you're not quite sure if there's a reason behind that or what. That could be a little bit part of the gamesmanship that goes on when these elite teams hook up in an important situation.
Hill United, the #1 ranked team in the world. The Scarborough Force might be the best #4 ranked team you've ever seen, as they have done very well on the circuit this year and are by no means an underdog in this game. Shales will look at a drop ball outside. 3 balls and no strikes to the third baseman, Nick Shales. 2 down here in the top of the first inning.
Urbanea obviously being very careful with Shales. Good power, and he can spray it over anywhere on the diamond.
Shales batting .556 through 3 games in the tournament. That is called a strike, a drop ball on the outside part of the plate. Shales thought he had the walk in hand, but nothing automatic. So 3-1 is the count now on Nick Shales, who, interestingly enough, Lance, will be playing with Nova Scotia in the upcoming Canadian Nationals. He drives a single to the right of Jorge Lima, and Nick Shales is on with a 2-out single.
Good piece of hitting from Nick Shales. He just sat back and waited for something that he could drive through the zone, and did just that. A single directly up the middle, and good for Nova Scotia. Anytime you can get Nick Shales into your team's uniform, you're already a better team.
Well, and people might say, hey, Nick Shales is from Australia. How is he playing with Nova Scotia? Well, Nick and his wife Jen have been living in Canada now for a while, and they meet the regulations, and they'll be headed to St. John's with Justin Schofield and the East Hants Mastodons for the Canadian Nationals. Speaking of St. John's and Newfoundland, here's Stephen Mullally, the power-hitting first baseman. A .455 average coming into this game. Change up from Urbanea is good for a strike. Mullally nods his head and says, okay, okay.
And that may be the one weakness that Steve Mullally has, could be susceptible to that change. Very hard for you to get a drop ball by him. He'll certainly take a rise ball out of the park. Very good power hitter, maybe the best in the game right now, certainly when it comes to clutch performance.
That's inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mullally with 2 down. Nick Shales, the runner at first, on via a 2-out single up the middle. Scarborough Force and the Hill United Chiefs. Winners bracket semifinal. Mullally with a swing and a drive down the left field side, but that's curving foul. And he's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And you can't be afraid in this situation to throw Mullally a change-up more than just one time. If you think you're going to sit on that drop or on that curve, you're wrong. You try to get that inside. If you miss just a fraction of an inch, that ball is going to end up on the other side of the fence.
New ball for Eric Urbanea. Another one has come back into the field. Mike Morrissey's going to retrieve it from Darren Newsom. On the right side of your screen, Jason Hill waits on deck in the shadows of the first base dugout. One-two pitch upcoming from Eric Urbanea. Drop ball is inside. Matrone springs to his feet to make the catch and keep Nick Shales at first base.
And this Scarborough Force team struggled early in the season. They were an inner-kip at a tournament and bowed out early. A little disappointed, but they were missing a couple of their key components, including Donnie Hale and Bruno Matrone. He's come back, and all of a sudden this team is...
Shales goes on the pitch. It was a bit of an off-speed drop ball. He thought about second when the ball squirted away. Thought better of it. Called it a stolen base for Shales.
Good jump from Nick Shales. Read something there, and Urbanea took a little off that pitch, so a good pitch to run on, and Shales in there safely with a stolen base.
Well, Lance, you made a good point about Urbanea not being overpowering, and John Hill, the field manager for the Hill United Chiefs, doesn't mind being aggressive on the base pass. Could be a good mixture for Hill United.
Well, good teams make the adjustment, and that's just a good adjustment from the Chiefs.
So Shales now on second, full count to Mullally. He swings at a pitch, protecting the plate, sends it over into Diamond 6, where we've got an under 21 game going, I believe, or a Legends game, one or the other. Both of those tournaments starting today here in Moline.
Definitely a Legends game on both of the adjacent diamonds.
So we'll do it again. Full count, 2 down. Mullally flares this to the left side. Newsom going back and makes the catch, running in a basket in foul territory, just out of the range of our camera. But take it from us, folks, that was a brilliant defensive effort. Half an inning in the books. Coming up next, Adam Folkert and the Hill United Chiefs will get their first look at the Scarborough Force lineup.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud Fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
Why do you play? For 100 years since 1912, Worth has been helping top athletes answer that question. Whether it's for strikeouts or home runs, the Worth K-Master 120 is the best ball in men's fast-pitch softball, and there's nothing soft about it or you. Worth is proud to be the official ball supplier to the ISC. Visit worthsports.com for more information on Worth products, including the K-Master.
Okay, Kris Abbott and Lance Winn back with you for the bottom of the first inning. The Scarborough Force will get their first look at Adam Folkert. Here's a look at the Scarborough batting order. Leading off is the shortstop, Jerome Remeke. Andy Skelton playing left field to start the game anyhow. He moved to first base later in the game last night. Bruno Matroni is the catcher. Jorge Lima, clean-up batter, playing the number 4 position. Don Hale is batting 5th. Eric Urbanea, the pitcher, bats 6th. Pablo Figueroa in right, Darren Newson at 3rd, and Justin Krulicki, the prototypical number 9 hitter with speed, down at the bottom of the lineup. Adam Folkert is on the mound for the Hill United Chiefs. Nothing changes for them defensively. Mark Johnson is in left field, Brad Ezekiel in center, and Nico Carril in right. Nick Shales at 3rd, James Todd-Hunter at short, Joel Southam at 2nd, Steve Mullally at 1st, and the Nova Scotia male team athlete of the year, Jason Sanford of Team Canada, catching for Adam Folkert, whose first pitch drop ball is outside to Jerome Remeke.
That's Sanford, S-A-N-F-O-R-D, period.
Just one D, it comes at the end. Ball 2 outside to the guy they call Sandy, which can confuse people, right? They call him Sandy, but it's Sanford. They just call him Sandy.
Well, no one can pick their nicknames. They're usually given to you, so Sandy doesn't have much choice.
2-0 count. And very on Adam Folkert, like he falls behind 3-0 to Jerome Remeke.
Not something you want to do. Remeke, a very good hitter.
The Australian against the New Zealander, and earlier we saw a New Zealander yank one deep off an Australian pitcher. That spelled the end of Andrew Kirkpatrick's night. 3-0 pitch, good for a strike from Adam Folkert.
And it seems to have taken Adam a couple of innings to find his rhythm here, despite the fact that these Chiefs have only surrendered, I believe, 1 run in their first 3 games.
0 runs.
0
1 run
runs
in the last 2 years at this event.
Okay, that straightens that out.
Unbelievable run that they're on. But, Lance, some people saying around the park that Hill United really, they've had the easiest route to this game amongst the teams that are here. And Adam hasn't really been tested. Joe Todd clocked him last night. He was a little lower than his usual speed. So that may become a storyline as he walks Remeke to lead off the bottom of the first.
Well, we spoke about the difference between Adam Folkert's regiment this year and in years past, where he's spent most of the summer at home as opposed to being on the circuit playing throughout the summer leading up to this event here. So a bit more of a rest, a little bit more family oriented, and that sort of changed Adam's outlook here this season. And we'll see if there are any ill effects to it, or if he just needs a little bit of time to find his rhythm, and he will be the Adam Folkert that we all know.
Yeah, I mean, people are questioning it, but you look at his numbers here on the tournament, and they're absolutely lights out. Bunt attempt from Skelton. Tried to drag rather than sacrifice. And that'll put a strike up on the board. Adam Folker, 3-0, 15 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 walks, 35 Ks, and we're questioning how good he is.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny, but he's set the bar, and he set it so high that the other day, even when he walked the batter on 4 pitches, we were kind of shaking our heads thinking, wow, that's very un-Adam-like. But he just has set the bar, and, you know, he is the epitome of the best pitcher in the world.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Skelton is rung up and punched out by Mike Morrissey. 1 down for the Scarborough Force here in the bottom of the first, and that'll bring up Bruno Matroni.
Not a whole lot that Andy Skelton could have done. When you sit on a particular pitch with Adam Fulkert and he doesn't throw that pitch to you, you literally have no chance. And that was the case there.
Bruno Matroni's hitting .400 with a couple of RBI coming into this game. Takes strike 1 from Adam Fulkert to open up the count. And Lance, an unbelievable turnout of support from the fans here in Moline. I know it's hard for our viewers to see because the fans are out of the camera shot, but every night the grandstand has been full down the first base and third base line. And tonight is no different. In fact, maybe just a few more people.
Don't forget the cheap seats out in center field, where we've got fans parked out there from the 10 a.m. game all the way up until now.
Matroni chops this to third. Shales will pick it up in foul territory, 1-2.
But awfully hard to find a seat, certainly in the grandstand. Everything is all but full. And with fans up and down the lines, even standing behind the dugouts to get a good sight of this game, good indication of its importance and the caliber of ball that's out on the diamond.
1-2 count to Matroni. Remeke on first with the leadoff walk. Swing and a miss from Matroni, and Fulkert now has 2 down with Jorge Lima coming to the plate.
I think there are a lot of pitchers out there that would like to struggle like Adam's struggling. Gives up a leadoff walk and comes back with back-to-back strikeouts to sort of quell any kind of uprising from the force.
Jorge Lima batting .333. He's got 3 home runs and 4 RBIs through 3 games for the Scarborough Force. That ball is up for ball 1, and Scarborough had a real nice game here in the nightcap last night against the A1 Bombers, in which they prevailed. Speaking of the nightcap, this is your first night working the night shift. You've been talking about the seats out in center field. I know you've enjoyed the night games from out there. What's the view like? I haven't been out there yet.
Well, the view is great. Let's set our viewers straight. The night game meaning the last game.
Yes.
But I have been saddled with the 6 o'clock game to get to that last game. So you're sounding an awful lot like Blair Setford. You know that, right?
Well, I've been rooming with Blair all week. It could be running off on me.
Listen, we wouldn't let it get to that point. But I think there are some real loyal fans out in center field, and the atmosphere out there, it's just great to sit with people that enjoy the sport and are at every tournament, and this, of course, being the pinnacle, and it's just a really great way to sit and enjoy a ball game in the summertime and, you know, watch the best players in the world compete.
1-2 count to Jorge Lima. Remeke still on first after a leadoff walk, and that's where he will remain as Adam Fulkert will strike out the side. And that'll do it for the Scarborough Force in the bottom half of the first inning. They will strand the leadoff walk to Remeke, and when we come back, Hill United will take to the sticks in the top of the second.
First Nations Payment Systems strives to deliver innovative and secure solutions that benefit merchants everywhere. We can help you decrease your costs and increase your revenues. With more than 1 million merchant locations using the First Nations Payment Systems platform worldwide, you can't go wrong by making the switch. When you partner with First Nations Payments, your clients will benefit from our world-class payment experts, support staff, and cutting-edge technologies. To learn more about how First Nations Payments can help your organization, contact us through our website at firstnationspayments.ca. We thank First Nations Payments for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
At Cooper Tire, we make tires for people, not just cars. Our brand promise is that Cooper tires perform on the road so drivers can perform everywhere those roads take them, because life is a journey. From the everyday motorist to the most demanding high-performance off-road and motorsports enthusiasts, we have tires for you. Cooper Tire is proudly based in Findlay, Ohio, and we have manufacturing, sales and distribution, technical and design operations within our family of companies in more than a dozen countries around the world. Visit us online at coopertire.com to learn more. Cooper Tire, proud of where we've been, confident in where we're going.
Kris Abbott and Lance Winn back with you for the top of the second, and the designated player Jason Hill, batting .286 on the tournament, will step in for the Hill United Chiefs.
Another clutch performer, Chris. When you talk about that batting average, less than impressive for a guy like Jason Hill, but he's the kind of guy that he will just sit quietly, and then when everything's on the line, he's the guy that delivers the clutch hit or two that lifts your team up to win a big, important game.
Well, it doesn't get any more clutch than the home run Jason had last year against the Toronto Gators in the championship game. The Gators are one step closer to getting back there, and they won't have as tough a road as they had last year, of course, losing earlier in the bracket. So right now, they're one win away from the championship game.
So congratulations to the Toronto Gators for that feat.
1-1 pitch to Hill is a dropping curveball or a curving drop ball, whatever way you want to spell it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eric Urbanea on the mound for the Scarborough Force. There's no score in the top of the second. Jason Hill, the first Hill United Chief, to the plate. Check swing on a drop ball, and that's out of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I do have to say, those Scarborough Force unis are sharp.
You like those? Well, they got the white ones. They also have the bright orange ones. Orange tops they wear with the white pants. Those are pretty sharp too. But I guess you're a fan of the white on white.
I like it, and I like the orange and black. I really, really do. It looks clean and crisp, and especially under these new lights here in Moline in a nighttime game, those are some good-looking uniforms. Full count to Jason Hill, leading off the top of the second inning against the lefty, Eric Urbanea. Hill is going to chop this out to short. Tough play for Remeke. Hill kind of took a different route to the first base bag that time, but he's retired 6-3.
Good play by Jerome Remeke. He knew he had to charge that ball. Wasn't hit all that hard, a roller, and he charged it well, and Remeke moves well for a guy his size for sure, and a good arm to get it over to first in time to record the out.
And that'll bring up the left fielder, Mark Johnson, who's batting .667 through 3 games. 2 home runs and 11 RBIs, 7 of those coming in the 23-0 whitewash of Todd's mudjacking. That we'll do our best not to ever talk about ever again.
Well, I mean, a game's the game, and the fact that they put up 23 runs, and sure that may have upped some of their batting average, but they didn't make the draw. The draw was the draw, so they had to play whoever they have to play, and I think sure they probably could have let up, somewhere around the 15-0 sort of standpoint, but at the same time, in this game, it's hard to tell guys to get out. You're trying to work towards a championship, and you want to be as sharp as possible, and you don't want to pick up any bad habits along the way, and those kind of games, as you know, sometimes allow for that, so you have to really be focused in getting the job done, yet keeping a straight line heading forward.
1-1 is the count to Mark Johnson. It's going to be outside and off the plate. 2-1. Doesn't matter how you slice it, though. 11 RBI are impressive, and it includes a bases clearing double in last night's game to help propel Hill United over the Circle Tap Dukes.
And again, that Circle Tap team, a very good team. And you look at what the Chiefs did to them, and it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter if you're in this tournament. This is the top-ranked team in the world. And if you don't come correct with all your guns ablazing, then these guys are going to take you out, and that's why they're the 3-time defending champs.
2-2 pitch to Johnson is outside, so Urbanea has worked the count full on the leadoff batter in the top of the second. And I think that's the hardest part about beating the Hill United Chiefs, Lance, is there's no batters off.
There are none, 1 through 9. They're just so strong and they're so experienced, very disciplined at the plate.
Johnson fouls this one on a line. Well, it was into the middle of the field, but in the middle of diamond number 6. He got a base hit over there, if that counts.
Probably extra bases the way that came off.
We'll do it again, full count to Mark Johnson. In the game against Todd's Mudjacking, Mark had a 2-run and a 3-run home run. And he sends this one deep, and he's got another home run, Mark Johnson.
Well, Urbanea left the changeup up in the zone, and Mark Johnson jumped all over it and launched it to the deepest part of the park, straight away center, and that was a no-doubter.
So call it 3 home runs and 12 RBIs for Mark Johnson, as he sent that one dead center over the Rawlings sign, and the Hill United Chiefs have a 1-0 lead.
And again, you go back to that 23-0 win. Well, they kept the strokes going, and as you can see, Johnson's just picked up where he left off. There's been no break in what he's done at the plate, and good habits die hard, and that one, I don't think they're going to want that ball as it's thrown back in. It's got a lot of mileage on it.
Yeah, that's going to go to Donnie Hale. Throws a strike into Bruno Matroni, mind you, from first base. That'll bring up James Todd Hunter, the Australian shortstop, batting .250 here in the event. And Todd Hunter takes a ball. I did want to say before I got off the topic of that first game, Todd's Mudjacking turned around and ended up with 2 all-tournament team players in the ISC too. So, you know, they took it on the chin the first night. They actually went down and took pictures, got autographs from the Hill United guys. And Todd Hunter drives this one to deep right field. Gone! Back-to-back jacks. James Todd Hunter follows up the Mark Johnson home run with one of his own.
Well, you know, you talked about Todd's Mudjacking, but when you talk about a team on a roll, particularly the #1 ranked team in the world, you got to figure they've got sticks, and this is against a good team and a good pitcher in Eric Urbanea, and they've jumped all over what he has to offer, and he's now in the hole by a couple of runs.
So Jason Hill led off the inning, grounding out to short, and that might do it for Eric Urbanea as Kelly McGiffen's come out to make a change. Juan Podolicio is going to come in, down 2 runs here in the top of the second. Well, while Podolicio takes his warm-ups, we're going to dip away, and we'll be right back here on the ISC Network.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
The annual Boys of Summer Tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time Fastpitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer Tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
But a new pitcher in Juan Portolicio now, and a little different look than you get with Eric Urbanea. Certainly a lot more power, a lot more velocity with Juan. And he, of course, a veteran who's been around, knows this team, and we'll see if he can't come in here and slow this Hill United roll.
Well, Lance, that brings up Joel Southam, who is 0 for 5 on the tournament. He would have liked to see maybe Urbanea stay for one more. Oh, great diving stop, Lima. Joel Southam robbed of his first hit of the 2016 ISC World Tournament.
Robbed by his counterpart over there, so some good defense by Jorge Lima as he showed some range there and a good enough arm to get that throw over in time to get Southam.
So the number 9 batter, Jason Sanford, and I giggle as I say the number 9 batter. Sanford's batting .429, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and he sat out a game.
That's what happens when you're on the top-ranked team. You got other guys that are able to do it, and they'll pick you up whenever they need to. And
Sanford chops this, the first Portolicio with a risky play, but he'll get the out to Donnie Hale, 1-3. Sanford is retired. So the Hill United Chiefs will put up 2 runs on 2 hits, both of them of the 4-bag variety, and the Scarborough Force will look to answer back in the bottom half of the second.
The law firm of Fireman Steinmetz Dea built its reputation on getting fair compensation for victims of serious personal injury or catastrophic claims. With a combined 90 years of experience and a fierce dedication to achieving results, Fireman lawyers have recovered millions of dollars every year for our clients. Whether you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, a slip and fall, or as a result of any other act of negligence, when we represent you, we're committed to getting the results you deserve. With the lawyers at Fireman Steinmetz Dea, you are not alone. Contact us through firemanlawyers.com for a free consultation. No legal fees are billed until you receive your settlement. We thank Jack Fireman for his generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Kris Abbott and Lance Winn back for the bottom half of the second inning. Jason Sanford just getting to his position. He'll take one from Adam and throw it down as Jeff Novacek did the duties as Sanford got his gear on. And I know Jeff Novacek's parents made the drive from Midland earlier in the week, so they're here in the ballpark enjoying the game. Scarborough Force not so much enjoying the game after the Mark Johnson and James Toddhunter blasts. Donnie Hale will look to get Scarborough back going in the right direction as he leads off the bottom half of the second inning.
This will be a good matchup here. You're talking about a veteran hitter. A few World Tournaments ago, Donnie Hale couldn't even get him out, and he's been a mainstay since then and a very good hitter on this circuit.
Drop ball outside half of the plate. Hale pulls off a little bit, adjusts the elbow pad, and he'll step back in against Adam Folker, the man he's stared back out at a number of times in his career. Check swing. It is called a strike on the outside part of the plate. Mike Morrissey is an umpire of the grunt first, arm motion later variety.
Yeah, you will definitely hear him before you see the call.
But I gotta say, Lance, and I'm not one to suck up to the umpires, these guys have done an outstanding job this week. Donnie Hale down on strikes, 1, 2, 3. And Adam Folker now has struck out the last 4 batters.
Yeah, we talked about him giving up that leadoff walk in the first, but he has struck out the next 4 batters since then. So Adam seems to be finding a bit of his rhythm now, and with a 2-run lead, he's going to be awfully tough.
So Eric Urbanea, the designated player, and also on the hook for the loss should this game continue to keep this score. But I'm probably getting a little bit ahead of myself. It is only the second inning. Batting .429 with a home run and 4 RBIs here in the World Tournament. 2016 World Tournament in Moline, Illinois, right here at the Green Valley Sports Complex. Urbanea sends this foul over into diamond number 8. And Lance, can't say enough about the people with the Quad Cities Visitors and Conventions Bureau. They've been here with their volunteers all week, making sure everything goes off without a hitch. Especially Amber and Lori.
They've done a great job. The host committee has taken care of everyone's wants and needs and made sure that people are escorted where they should be via a golf cart, and that everyone's respectful of everyone else, and that's always good to see. And I think they're rewarded with a good crowd, and that's really the way the event was planned in the first place. And when you add in the best fastball players in the world, it's understandable that the event is going off the way it is.
Urbanea with a check swing foul ball, now 2-2 the count, with 1 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Hill United Chiefs lead 2-0 in this winner's bracket semifinal. Strike 3 on the drop ball, and you notice there, Lance, Adam Folker took an extra few seconds just to get the timing off of Urbanea before he went into his motion.
Yeah, you can see that Adam's got the book on every hitter, and you can see how deliberate he is, particularly when he gets up in the count. And that's one of the things that separates him from the average or even the above average pitcher, is he really takes his time to close the door and close out hitters. And that's why he has as many strikeouts as he does. I mean, the velocity aside. But he really is a student of the game, and he really does work and use the entire strike zone.
He's ahead in the count on Pablo Figueroa, now 0-2. If you were with us last night, Eric Ochoa got the start in right field. Figueroa takes his place in the lineup tonight, and the other change will be right after Figueroa as Darren Newson takes over at third for Rob McGiffin. So a little bit of a shuffle in the forced lineup. This ball is skied, and it will fall 12 rows back at the Diamond 5 at Green Valley Sports Complex, Milthand Field.
So with the 0-2 count, Chris, we'll see how deliberate Adam is, if he decides that he's going to waste one to Figueroa or he's going to go right at him.
He goes right at him. Figueroa will foul off the inside drop ball. One thing you notice about Figueroa is his bat speed, as he's able to get around on that pitch.
You've got to have some good bat speed if you want to even dream about getting a hit off Adam Folker. Although some guys would classify a foul ball as a hit. That's how tough he is.
In 10 years, he'll be telling someone that was a screamer, a double down the first baseline.
And I wouldn't blame him, quite frankly. If you're going to be a legend, be a good one at least.
Figueroa fighting off an 0-2 count against Adam Folkert. For the time being, until he struck out, so Adam Folkert has now retired the last 6 batters via the K. And the Hill United Chiefs will carry their 2-0 lead to the top of the third, where we'll see the top of the order, Brad Ezegolt, Nico Carril, and Nick Shales.
Think about the greatest tournaments and championships played in fastball. Remember the players who have been at the highest pinnacle of our game, like Adam Folkart and Andrew Kirkpatrick. Gorilla Gold was there helping them win. What has been a closely guarded secret by the most prominent players is now available for you. We're ready to give you a hand to play at your best in all conditions. Visit us online at GorillaGold.com to order your Gorilla Gold products today.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York or see us online at MrNedNYC.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Var Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program.
Okay, back here, Kris Abbott and Lance Winn, part of the ISC network, along with Blair Sefford and Joe Todd this week. We're missing Kyle Smith, but if Kyle was here, I wouldn't be here, so it's bittersweet, I suppose. But Kyle, like Adam Fulker, the new member of the family this year, and unable to be with us. But Kyle, we're thinking about you, that's for sure.
I probably am not Kyle, just in case you're listening, but I'm sure he understands what I'm saying. But I think that you're a welcome addition to the squad, Kris. I don't think that, we always miss Kyle and his professionalism and what he brings to the table, and, of course, his knowledge of the game. But you're a pretty good addition, and we're glad to have you as a part of the squad. So welcome aboard, and good for you. And
oh, good for Brad Ezekiel. Oh, it knocks down one of the flags in left field. You can see it shaking out there. How many times have we seen it? Ezekiel jumps on the first pitch. 3-0 Hill U.
Well, I think Bradley's making a habit of that. I guess he said at the beginning of this tournament, if you decide to groove that first pitch, he's going to be up there hacking. And I believe the last 4 at-bats he's had, he has swung at the first pitch. And like we said yesterday, led off yesterday's game with a first pitch home run and does the same here in the third.
His second home run of the tournament. 3 solo shots in the last 5 hitters for the Hill United Chiefs. And for a team that some questioned if their sticks would be ready for the top pitching because they hadn't seen it, I think they're answering the critics.
Certainly are, and there's going to be a few guys that are going to contend possibly for the RBI record, which is 17 in a tournament held by Donnie Hale and Wayne Laulu. So interesting to see these Hill United Chiefs, of course, again with that big win over Todd's Mudjacking. Yes, that gave them some more at-bats, but they are not broken stride at all here, and they are a handful right now for the force.
Nico Carrill with a rocket past Newsom at third base. Carrill's got his eyes on second, but Andy Skelton has done a real nice job in left field for the Scarborough Force this week. Gets that ball back in quickly.
That was a good play by Skelton. He really charged that ball, and if he didn't, Carrill had his eyes on second, like you said, and he certainly would have taken that base had Skelton not gotten that ball back into play quickly.
And the beat goes on as Nick Shales comes into the batter's box. He had a single and a stolen base his first time around. And every time a pitcher looks up with this lineup, it's like, oh, here comes another one.
And that's what makes this team so strong, is the fact that 1 through 9, they've got good quality hitters. And you look at Nick Shale, very disciplined hitter as well.
Shales talking about his discipline. He didn't like that pitch. It's called a strike. He's in a hole 0-2. But he knows what's a strike for him. And he didn't chase. Much to your point.
No, and you're right. And that pitch looked a little outside. Mike Morrissey, of course, had his own opinion, and hence the 0-2 count.
Well, Podolicho's got that curving ball to the right-handed hitters. There you see it again. Now that one is a little further out. And Shales may have earned the respect not to get rung up on an 0-2 pitch, as that isn't one of those games within the game sometimes. But I believe that one was legitimately off the plate. Shales is going to flare it into right. That's going to get down and fair in front of Figueroa. Shales around to second with a double. And Kirill is standing on third, and there's nobody out. And Stephen Mullally again in an RBI situation.
Good piece of hitting from Shales, and that was the thing. He could sense that Portalicio was working the outer half of the plate, trying to get him to chase one out of the zone. Shales took on that pitch, and then the pitch that followed outside corner took it the other way and dropped it into right field for a double.
You know, Lance, the Hill United Chiefs in last weekend's event at the ASA Major, well, they lost 2 games in a row and were eliminated, not even making it to the final to defend their championship. And they were peeved when they got here this week. They took it out on Todd's Mudjacket, and so far tonight they're taking it out on the number 4 ranked team in the world.
Sometimes that will be just enough motivation to bring your team together for another run.
Mullally was swinging for the next county, and he's in a hole 0-1.
Boy, Mullally took a hack at that pitch. And if my eyes are correct, I'm seeing some lightning off in the distance. So hopefully that will be traveling away from us and not towards us.
Well, you know, Lance, they've been calling for it all week, and we talked about the unbelievable humidity, so it's only a matter of time. The chatter here around the press box was, you know, if we're going to get it, hopefully it comes overnight tonight. So if we can just get through this game, it would be excellent. Mullally now down 0-2 as he readjusts his helmet and readjusts his approach to this at-bat. Yeah, there was a lightning flat strike in the left field part of the screen. I just saw it that time. Hard to say how far off it is. And Mullally chases strike 3, and I know that walk. He is not happy with that plate appearance.
No, and that's one of the... If he has a weakness, it's his inability to let that rise ball go, in particular the one that's out of the zone. And Portalicio knows that, and he certainly worked that as Mullally saw one drop ball, everything else was up.
3-0, the Hill United Chiefs lead. Jason Hill at the plate. Nick Shales is on second with a double that took Nico Kirill around to third. Time called by Mike Morrissey before Portalicio got into his windup. I didn't see if Hill asked for that or Matroni.
Looked like Hill asked for the time.
Hill and Portalicio, former teammates. They try a pickoff play on Shales. They had him if the tag was on, but the throw just a little too high for Jorge Lima.
Yeah, the throw was a very good throw, right in the right spot, but Lima not able to slap the tag on Shales before he made it back safely to second.
How's that for being aggressive down 3-0? They thought Shales was getting a little too comfortable out there on second base. Now he's pulled up second base just to make sure it's secure.
Well, Bruno Matroni's a veteran back there, and he's well aware of when is a good time to throw and when it's a good time to put it in your back pocket. And I think he felt that Shales was being a little too liberal and taking a little bit more room than he should. And a snap throw down there sometimes is just a reminder to say, you know, I got an arm back here, and you better be a little leery because I'm keeping my eye on you. And that's what Matroni did there.
Well, we saw a catcher in the last game in Ryan Bolin who's much the same way. Ryan Bolin, I don't know if he likes throwing runners out or hitting home runs more. It's hard to say. Now we've got Chase, the trainer for Hill United, running out to get Shales a towel. I don't know if he got a bit of dirt in his face when he was going back.
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure when that's allowed. You get your trainer to come on out and give you a towel dry, and might as well have brought some water and maybe a snack out there while he was at it. But
if he's delivering snacks, there's a couple of guys up here putting in a long shift.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And I didn't get my ribeye today. The people who've been to the tournament know their ribeyes, but we did have the wood fire pizza.
Can you not even say ribeye right now, please?
Jason Hill rips it foul, and Donnie Hale just thankful for two things, that it was on his left and it wasn't Adam.
Well, Donnie had his glove and didn't want any part of that ball. That's how hard that was hit. You got to be aware on the right side of the infield and the outfield when Jason Hill steps into that box.
Lance, a few more lightning strikes off to the left side of our screen. This one, Hill bounces it off Hale. That's going to be enough to score a run. Hill's going to get a base hit as he ripped it towards Hale, and it just handcuffed him. The human body does not allow you to make that play.
That was just a hard hit ball from Jason Hill, and well deserving of an RBI. And yeah, like I said, Donnie Hale didn't really want anything to do with the ball that was chopped foul, and that one came at him on a hard two-hopper, and that was a tough in-between third hop. And if you don't guess right, there's nothing you can do about it except keep it in front of you and hope it doesn't carry him too far away.
Well, 4-0 now for Hill United. And Donnie Hale, because the runners on second and third, he was playing even, if not in front of the bag, as Mark Johnson swings at the first pitch. Newson over towards the fence. It drifts back, and it's the shortstop, Remeke, who makes the play.
That ball really got caught in a bit of a tailwind there, as it looked like it was actually drifting over the fence and out of play. It pushed its way back, and even though the third baseman in Newson had an original beat on it, it ended up being Remeke coming in to back him up that had the better angle.
I see down in the Hill United bullpen, that looks like Pablo Migliavaca getting loose. So James Todhunter, who homered in his first at-bat, takes strike one on the outside corner from Juan Podolicio. Two down here in the top of the third. Jason Hill on first, Nick Shales on third. Todhunter skies another one. Left center. Skelton finds it in the night sky. And down go Hill United, but not before they tack on two more here in the top of the third inning. And they now have a 4-0 lead and quickly are extending their hold on this game.
Sometimes people worry about asking for help because there can be a stigma around mental health problems.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
They might believe that asking for help means admitting that something's wrong.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Some people worry about how others might see them.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Asking for help means that you want to make changes and take the first steps towards better mental health.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
We should celebrate the courage it takes to speak up and make changes.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Getting help is part of recovery.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Mental health isn't something you need to keep to yourself. Talk to a friend. Trust your teammates. You're not alone.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
The first steps may be the toughest, but knowing where to look for help is a good start. Community mental health organizations like the Canadian Mental Health Association or Mental Health America offer resources and programs that can help you. Visit cmha.ca or mentalhealthamerica.net to find a branch in your community.
And remember,
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
So in the bottom of the third inning, the Scarborough Force will have their 8, 9, and 1 hitters come to the plate. Darren Newson, followed by Justin Krulicki and Jerome Remeke. Remeke led off the game with a walk, and since then Adam Fulkert has struck out 6 straight.
Just one base runner for the Force up to this point, and Fulkert just seems to get stronger, and when you do get a man on, he really bears down and makes sure that the next batter doesn't add insult to injury.
First pitch is a ball to Darren Newson.
Newson, of course, hails from the Niagara, Ontario area. Has spent plenty of time playing in the Golden Horseshoe Fastball League.
Drop ball, oh sorry.
That's okay, under the guidance of Blair Setford. So it's nice to see guys rise through the ranks and get a chance to put their skills on display on a stage like this.
Newson only had one ball directed at him tonight in the infield. However, it was a rope from Nico Kirill. Tried to get the kick save out there like Grant Fuhrer, but didn't come up with it. 2-1 is the count to third baseman Darren Newson, who's 0 for 3 so far in the tournament. Lightning strikes are coming a little closer and quicker, it seems, but you're right, Lance, they may pass us by. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. 2-2. Newson leading off for the Scarborough Force here in the bottom of the third. That pitch is low for a ball. Full count. Only one runner has reached tonight. 6 straight strikeouts for Adam Folker. Call it 7 as Newson goes down swinging. Drop ball on the outside corner.
And that was a good pitch from Adam Folker. Again, he has the book on everyone, and he just challenged Newsom and overpowered him with a good drop ball.
So I think Adam Folkert is answering his critics right now as he's tearing through the Scarborough Force lineup, and the only thing worse than criticizing the best guy in the world is ticking him off.
Probably best to let sleeping dogs lie with Adam Folkert, but he's such a competitor. He just comes out of the blocks and he's ready to go, and I'm not sure if we're not getting some sprinkling of rain as the crowd seems to be shuffling just a bit.
2 straight strikes on Krulicki, who's 1 for 9 for a 111 batting average for the Scarborough Force here in 2016. Check swing, that's going to be low and away for the first ball of the count. And definitely some shuffling going on here around the park, although our camera's not picking it up, and well, my eyes at the best of times aren't that good. So. Fouled, scorched down the left field line. Krulicki doesn't quite get around on that pitch.
I don't think we can expect Adam to continue on this torrid strikeout pace, but at the same time,
Krulicki swinging a miss, strike 3, and Joel Southam was in on the same plane as Adam Folkert there. I guess he just knew that Krulicki wasn't going to get around, and the only thing would have been a squibber to that area.
When you got an Adam Folkert in the circle, you can gamble just a wee bit, and that's what Southern did there. Adam Folkert mowing him down.
9 straight, or check that, 8 straight Ks. Looking to make it 9 for Jerome Remeke, the only man to reach base tonight for the Scarborough Force. First pitch was a drop ball outside to Remeke. That open stance with his front foot on the line. And Lance, I don't know that we've had our radar gun out tonight. They were saying 78 or 80 for Adam last night. Looks like he's got a bit more gas tonight.
He's certainly around that range, if not up consistently in the low 80s. But it's been his sequences that have been so good, and you've got to take your hat off, of course, to Jason Sanford because they work as a tandem, but they've done such a good job, and Adam's done such a good job at hitting his spots that he hasn't been striking these guys out on the same pitches. He's been mixing it up, and he's got these Scarborough Force hitters off balance. They don't know what's coming next.
Always got to give credit to the catchers. Sometimes they are forgotten back there, but you talk to a pitcher, they're very particular about who they're throwing to.
And a pitcher will always give credit to his catcher for sure. The catcher's the one who's guiding him along. And
3-1 pitch to Remeke. Fouled off to the left side and out of play. Folkert seems to be more careful with Remeke than he is with many of the other Scarborough Force hitters, so a measure of respect being shown for sure.
Well, Remeke, of course, I believe a native New Zealander, and he has seen Adam Folkert for a number of years, and judging by his swing, certainly not intimidated at all by Adam in the circle. And again, Adam has worked the count full to a very good hitter.
Full count, 2 down. Jerome Remeke at the plate in the bottom of the third. Foul ball, and our camera sustained that force. So that kudos goes to Blair Setford, who hooked that up this morning. I just heard a voice behind me said, did we just take a beating again? Well, yeah, it was a hard ball just to the left of our camera, but we're good. The camera is the bravest piece of equipment here in the park this week. And Remeke draws his second walk, so Folkert stays consistent, if nothing else. The only batter to reach tonight, and he's reached twice. Everybody else in the Force lineup down on strikes.
Well, again, we'll see if Adam decides that he's going to take it up a notch now with a runner on and 2 away here in the third. And he's done that the last time, and it seems like when he gets a base runner, he's just flat out mad.
Skelton takes a drop ball inside for a ball. 4-0 Hill United lead. 3 solo home runs and a RBI single from Jason Hill. That is the scoring for Hill United. Folkert falls behind on Skelton, 2-0. Sanford's going to make the slow walk to the mound, and the captain, Nick Shales, is going to come in for his country mate and figure it out. You got 3 Australians and a Newfie on the infield around the pitcher and catcher. So those guys, even though they're speaking English, probably still mess up a lot of teams.
Probably right about that, Chris. But they can all understand each other, so that's really all that matters.
2-0 the count to Andy Skelton. 3-0 now as Folkert misses again, down and away. And you don't want to give Andy Skelton a chance to lock in on a pitch because he'll lose one on you pretty quick as well.
Good hitter in Andy Skelton. Good all-around ball player. Does a good job in the circle as well.
Yeah, Skelton, as he takes the 3-0 down the middle. Of course, a lot of the fastball fans out there have seen Skelton pitch, and he was scheduled to be the third arm on this roster, but just days before the tournament, Donnie Scott became available. So Skelton gave up his pitching cleats to Donnie Scott, and Skelton's been a great all-around guy. This one is lifted 700 feet in the air. Shales and Todd Hunter over to the left side. Again, the ball comes back, and Nick Shales dips and dives and comes up with a ball down the line. And Hill United will get out of the inning. The first out recorded, that wasn't a K. Doesn't matter if you're Adam Folkert, though. You strand the runner Remeke again, and after 3 complete, Hill United lead 4-0.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week, Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Hill United. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You go ahead.
Joel Southam's going to lead off in the top half of the fourth inning. Southam was absolutely robbed by Jorge Lima. Robbed worse than Ryan Lochte on that drive up the middle. Too soon?
I'm going to leave that one. And because, you know, when all truth be told, I guess that's not really what went down, was it?
I guess we'll never know.
Liquor will make you do crazy things.
Southam still looking to get his first hit of the event. And here it is. Joel Southam sends one 275 feet down the right field line. The fourth home run of the night for the defending champs.
Boy, oh boy, Joel Southern really got something he liked. And as aggressive, and I hope that these Toronto Gators are taking note that these Hill United Chiefs are jumping on the first pitch, being very aggressive at the plate, and they're having some outstanding results.
So 4 home runs from 4 different players tonight. Mark Johnson, James Todd Hunter, Joel Southam, and Brad Ezegel, who is on deck as Jason Sanford steps in. Hill United now lead 5-0. Another lead-off home run for the Hill United Chiefs.
Seem to be making a habit of that. But again, it's about their approach. And if they're up there being aggressive and thinking, if you throw me a first pitch strike and it's right in the zone that I like it, I'm swinging, and that's what they're doing.
Sanford chopped it back to the mound in his first at-bat. He was just the second batter to face Juan Podolicio tonight.
Well, they also know that Podolicio has a tendency to want to work ahead of batters, so he has been known to try to get out in front early and groove that first pitch or the second pitch. And you see here, he's certainly met his match with this Hill United lineup.
Well, Blair Setford is just behind us here in the booth, Lance, and I don't know if you caught it last night, but just before Podolicio was taken out of the game, there was a foul ball that landed in a garbage can, and it got sent back immediately to him on the mound, and he wanted no part of that ball because it came out of the garbage can. Well, since that ball that he got back out of the garbage can, Juan Podolicio has been having a tough time on the mound for the Scarborough Force, so I don't know what the correlation is, but it's just what's happened. Sanford chops one up the middle, and it's through for a base hit with nobody out in the top of the fourth inning.
And there's no real answers after you get by Podolicio. They've already worked Urban A out of this ball game, and Podolicio now certainly having his struggles as this Hill team is just on a roll, and that's your number 9 hitter that just laced that single up the middle. Now you got to go back to the top of the shop and face the meat of the order.
Brad Ezekol had a home run in his last at-bat. Donnie Scott's the other pitcher on the Scarborough roster. Their bullpen is empty right now. And if you're Scarborough, you've got to realistically start thinking about tomorrow, because I don't know when the last time Adam Fulker gave up 6 runs was. But it doesn't look like it's going to be tonight.
Well, he's given up 1 run in 4 years, so not quite sure how you're going to get back these 5.
Ezekol was looking to go deep again. Podolicio kept that away from him. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Brad.
You can bet the Chiefs, if they can put a couple more runs up on the board, they will.
This is skied to right field. Figueroa is camped under it. Sanford fakes running. Figueroa throws a beam into shortstop Jerome Remicky. One away.
Good decision not to tag on that play, Sanford. That's just too strong an arm out there in Figueroa.
Nico Carril will be the batter for Hill United. He singled and scored his last time up.
Carril's having himself a good tournament. He's been solid both offensively and defensively.
Takes a pitch in the outside corner for a ball.
And of course, Big Dale Levy has sort of taken him under his wing, and his defense has improved, as has his discipline at the plate.
Similar pitch. This time it's a strike. Carril is going to take a walk and try and figure out how that's the case before he comes back to the batter's box. Jason Sanford is on first with a single after the Joel Southam home run. Then Brad Esigo flew out to the right fielder. Rise ball out of the zone. 2-1 count on Carril. Carril's got 1 home run, 2 RBIs here in the World Tournament. Was batting .273 coming into the game. That's going to bump up to around the 300 mark after his 3rd inning single. Back off our camera, and it still works. Although it slowed itself down for a second. That hit the camera square. The bracket is still shaking. I don't know what we paid for that camera, but it's worth every penny.
Most certainly. It's always good when you don't know the cost. That means it didn't come out of your pocket.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. Carril is down on strikes. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. So Nick Shales back to the plate. He's got a single and a double tonight.
I've been able to solve Nick Shales up to this point. Now, he hasn't come around to score in either of those at-bats, but he's certainly made some noise.
That's a nice pitch from Podolicho. It's going to be called a ball. Hard dipper on the outside.
But if you notice, Shales was cocked to take a good cut at that, had that been in the zone. And again, these Hill United hitters being very aggressive.
Aggressive after that one, a rise ball chopped foul. Well, Lance, we know it's the middle of the day in Australia and New Zealand right now, so I got an interesting story. I was talking to Nick the other night, and we were talking about the differences between playing in North America and Australia, and he said, no matter what I do in Australia, my mom still has the longest home run ever hit in my hometown, because that's a foul ball from Shales. He said his mom has a home run. He didn't tell me the distance, but he cannot hit it that far.
Well, that's pretty impressive. That says he comes from some good genes, that's for sure. And good for him for giving his mom the respect she deserves. She must be one heck of a ball player.
I would say. I hope Miss Shales is watching tonight, and Nick is over here on the other side of the world bragging about your accomplishments. As you likely brag about his, swatted into right field, it's down. Shales not stopping around second. In to score is Sanford, and Nick Shales is a home run away from the cycle.
Good piece of hitting again. Podolicho going on the outside part of the plate, and Shales went and got it. A tough play out there for Figueroa. He had a long run, and that ball was tailing away from him, couldn't come up with it, and Nick Shales never broke stride and was thinking triple the entire way.
So 6-0 now, 2 runs in each of the last 3 innings for the Hill United Chiefs. And Lance, you alluded to the fact that Nick Shales had been stranded the last 2 times. That means this man has failed on 2 RBI opportunities as he swings through strike 1, and that's in the back of Steve Mullally's mind as he's at the plate right now.
Well, you know what? Mullally's never really too concerned about his own personal stats as long as the team is winning, and that's one of the beauties of what he brings to the table. He is a consummate team player, and he's more worried about the success of the ball club than he is about himself. So I think he'll live with whatever happens as long as his team will come up with the W. And of course, he always likes to contribute. He's just a fierce competitor. So expect him to rise to the occasion. He always seems to do that.
Ball on the outside part of the plate, 1 and 2 to Mullally. And no more rising to the occasion than the absolute show he put on in Saskatoon last year, a feat that I don't know if it'll ever be duplicated by another athlete.
3 home runs in a gold medal game. I mean, it doesn't get any more, the stage doesn't get any bigger, the game doesn't get any more important than what you're playing for, and something happens when he put that Canada across his chest. He might as well have attached a cape and went to town, because Steve Mullally carried the show there.
Chopper back to the mound. Podolicio lobs on to Hale at first, and Mullally is retired. So the Hill United Chiefs, for the 3rd inning in a row, put up a 2-spot. They're going to carry a 6-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. It's the 3-4-5 hitters due up for the Scarborough Force.
Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
Okay, so Bruno Matroni's going to lead things off in the bottom half of the 4th inning for the Scarborough Force. Still looking for their first hit tonight off Australian Adam Folkert, who has 8 strikeouts and 2 walks through 3 innings.
Got to be very careful here. An important inning. The Force need to scratch out a run some way, somehow. You can see the Chiefs looking to add another and potentially close this game in a run-shortened affair.
First pitch, swing and a miss from Matroni. Folkert working away and just carving the black part of that plate off with Jason Sanford tonight. Matroni gets a good piece, but unfortunately for him, just foul down the left field line, where Donnie Scott has now started warming up for the Scarborough Force.
He has, not sure if Donnie's going to see any action here with the score 6-0.
So if this score holds true, the Hill United Chiefs move on to the 7 p.m. game here tomorrow night on Diamond 5, where the Scarborough Force would drop down into the losers bracket. They'd play the winner of a game 10 a.m. tomorrow morning between the BCAs and the Toronto Batmen. And a potential Skelton versus Skelton matchup there, as the BCAs would certainly have something to say about that. Matroni grounds out to Joel Southam.
Well, that's true, and assuming that the Chiefs win tonight, if Folkert can beat the Gators tomorrow, assuming he gets that start, he would tie Gerald Muselar for the most consecutive wins at 23. So Adam always seems to be teetering on the brink of setting some sort of record, and that's a pretty impressive one in itself.
Well, you know, as good as the Hill United Chiefs have been, as Jorge Lima takes ball 1 inside from Adam Folkert, as good as they've been on the circuit, they've been darn near unbeatable at the World Tournament in the last 4 years. In fact, their only loss coming in 2012 since the inception of this team in the championship game to Jarvis. And then they started their run right here in Quad Cities. Chopper to Todd Hunter. It takes a dead bounce on the last one. He reacts quickly onto Mullally, and down goes Lima.
And usually an infielder will charge that ball, but Todd Hunter read the bounce perfectly, assumed that with the soft infield it wasn't going to be a high hop the last bounce, and played it perfectly. Good strong arm over to first in time.
So 2 down. That brings up Donnie Hale, the first baseman. He struck out to lead off the second inning, and he'll try and extend the fourth inning right now. Hard drop ball from Folkert, must have been low. Swing and a miss for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on the New Zealander, Donnie Hale. Hale, much like Dale Levy and also Grant Patterson, is with the Hill United Chiefs, not playing but in a coaching role this week. Guys who are giving back. Now Hale still doing it while in uniform, but it's great to see the veterans giving back to the youth of the game.
Well, they're the leaders, they're the mentors, and of course the younger guys are the future, and important to pass along a lot of that fastball knowledge.
Foul back off the screen. Count remains 1-2 with 2 down in the bottom of the fourth. Hill United scored 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third, and 2 runs in the fourth. They have a 6-0 lead here in the winners bracket semifinal. Game number 62 of the ISC World Tournament 2016. That drop ball is low and inside. 2-2 the count on Donnie Hale. Hale is down on strike, so Folkert will retire the side in order. And the Hill United Chiefs will look to add on that all-important 7th run here in the top of the 5th inning when we come back. Jason Hill, Mark Johnson, and James Todd Hunter due up for the Chiefs.
First Nations Payment Systems strives to deliver innovative and secure solutions that benefit merchants everywhere. We can help you decrease your costs and increase your revenues. With more than 1 million merchant locations using the First Nations Payment Systems platform worldwide, you can't go wrong by making the switch. When you partner with First Nations Payments, your clients will benefit from our world-class payment experts, support staff, and cutting-edge technologies. To learn more about how First Nations Payments can help your organization, contact us through our website at firstnationspayments.ca. We thank First Nations Payments for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
All right, Kris Abbott and Lance Winn back with you. The top of the 5th inning, Hill United coming to the plate, and Lance, some defensive changes for the Scarborough Force. Eric Urbanea has returned to the pitching mound, so they'll rest Juan Podolicio for tomorrow. And Rowan Lamb has come in to play second base for Jorge Lima. Everything else, I believe, remains the same.
Well, clearly some thinking as far as looking ahead at the schedule and potentially being a realist, thinking 6 runs against Adam Folkert, it's going to be awfully tough. So you don't go to Donnie Scott and give them a look at him. You just go back to Urbanea, and hopefully that will at least slow them up just a bit.
So should the Force drop down to the losers bracket, only required to play 1 game tomorrow, it's Saturday where it gets iffy, as you have to run off that unprecedented 3-game run. Real tough to do. Jason Hill, oh, nasty pitch from Urbanea, and Jason has a little smile on his face thinking, wow.
That was a healthy cut by Jason. He certainly was looking to shorten this ball game with 1 swing of the bat.
He's thinking he saw that earlier in the week from Hugh Carrillo. Skies this one to left, but right into the glove of Andy Skelton. And there is one away in the top of the 5th inning. Brings up the hottest hitter in the entire World Tournament, Mark Johnson. Batting close to 700 now, 3 home runs and 12 RBI.
And Johnson apparently dealing with a bit of a groin pull from last night's game. Said he was probably 60 to 70%. So that's not too bad considering the way he's been feeling.
Yeah, Johnson coming around third last night. It was actually looked pretty scary. He came around third base. I think the bag might have wobbled a bit on him, and he hobbled in home, and he could barely make it to the plate. Fouls this pitch off, and he's in an 0-2 count against Eric Urbanea, who has come back into the game after starting and getting knocked out in the 2nd inning. Juan Podolicio then gave up 4 runs after that. Urbanea back in here to start the 5th. A 1-2 count on Mark Johnson, 1 away in the top of the 5th inning. High and outside for a ball. Johnson laces it to left. It is off the base of the fence. And, he is in pain. He hobbles around. There you got to get a runner in there for him for sure. And John Hill is making a beeline across the field to make sure that happens.
Well, he may have some trouble running or walking, but he certainly hasn't had any trouble swinging the bat.
Certainly not. Mark Johnson with a home run and a double tonight in front of Team Canada head coach John Stewart. And you know he's putting on an audition for next year's team in Whitehorse.
Well, he's certainly doing an even better job of contributing offensively and carrying some of that offensive load for these Chiefs. They've got a number of guys that can do that, and as you can see by the batting averages, they have all been hitting the ball quite well. You've got Ezekiel with a 400 average. You've got Shales batting 556, Mullally 455, and then you have Johnson, who was batting 667 coming in, but have since upped his average. So you're looking at a good hitting ball team with a good average, and you got your number 9 hitter in Jason Sanford, and he's batting over 400. So, and that's with a hit today as well. So seems like guys are picking up slack, and the top, middle, and bottom of the order all seem to be helping the cause, and hence the reason why this team is unbeaten, and they look awfully good here with a 6-0 lead.
Well, you know, Lance, I mentioned last inning that Grant Patterson was with the Chiefs in a coaching capacity. Well, he's going to pull a Marcus Stroman and pinch run out here at second base for Mark Johnson.
Well, all right, and I'm going to have something to say about Grant Patterson and his pinch running role.
What kind of treatment is that for a veteran?
I'm sure Grant's okay with that. Grant, of course, another one of those consummate team players. He's just about what is the best for the team. Nothing about him, himself, any of his accolades. It is strictly about doing whatever the team needs in order for him to help the cause, and that's what he does. That's just the way he is.
James Todhunter fouls that well out of play. 1-1 is the count with 1 down. Todhunter laced a solo home run back in the second, the back half of back-to-back home runs with he and Mark Johnson. Oh, the lightning strike out there is getting closer. Change-up is high on Todhunter, 2-1. Todd Hunter. Another foul ball, about the same place the last one landed. 2-2 now. The ever important mercy rule run standing on second base in the form of Grant Patterson, who's pinch running for Mark Johnson. Top of the 5th inning, Hill U leading 6-0. The Chiefs, interestingly enough, Lance, have lost the coin toss in every game this week.
They have, but it seems to bode well for them. Certainly hasn't had any effect.
Todd Hunter gets a piece of that pitch just to stay alive, fighting it off.
Clearly they're looking at it as they get a chance to put runs up on the board first. And when you got guys hitting leadoff home runs, that's exactly what they've been doing.
Todd Hunter flew out to left field in his last at-bat. Chops it back to Urbanea. He'll just take the out at first. Todd Hunter didn't even bother to drop the bat, and he still made it relatively close. So Patterson will move to third on the ground out by Todd Hunter. And Joel Salem, who got off the schneid in his last at-bat in a big way, he's going to pinch hit, or check that, switch hit. Salem homered from the left side of the plate last time. Now he will bat right against the left-handed Urbanea. He whiffs on that changeup for a strike. Salem not the only player on the Chiefs that can switch hit. Shields realized how good he was one year and then tried to do it from the other side of the plate. But Salem more of a natural switch hitter. Skies this out of play off the beer tent, and it's 0-2. That's right, the refreshment concessions here at the Green Valley Sports Complex, not in the traditional outfield setting, no. In fact, this whole place is one entire big beer tent. God bless America, hey Lance?
Certainly no argument from anyone here, that's for sure. Just a perk, just another perk.
Salem, chopper to short. Good hands by Remeke, and Hill United will not push across the 7th run. So they'll send 4 batters to the plate in the top of the 5th and strand Grant Patterson after the Johnson double. Scarborough Force due up in the bottom of the 5th.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud Fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
Adam Folker back out for his 5th inning of work for the Hill United Chiefs. Scarborough Force due up. The pitcher, Eric Urbanea, the right fielder, Pablo Figueroa, and the third baseman, Darren Newson. Only 2 base runners on the night for Scarborough is actually the same guy, Jerome Remeke. Walked in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. The rest have all been outs. Jason Hill has come in to play shortstop. And Grant Patterson will remain in the game as the DP. No, check that. Jason Hill, there's more than one change. We're getting them piecemeal here over the comm. I think Jason Hill's taking the outfield for Mark Johnson.
Well, there's some changes, but I think we'll have to It's going to take us a few minutes to see who's where, so we'll certainly let everyone know as we get the information in. Bottom line, though, Adam Folkert's in the circle and Jason Sanford's catching for him.
Yes, that's
probably
all that
the
matters.
Force needs to worry about right now. So,
yeah, I think actually Hill has come into the game for Mark Johnson, and Grant Patterson will remain as the DP for Hill. I think that's what's happened. Yeah, Jason's out in right field. Nico Carril's moved to left. So, for anyone who's interested, I'd say if Jason's mom was watching, but she's down in the stands, so his wife Marsh is watching at home. 1-2 pitch. Sanford has to get up high to track it down. 2-2 to the leadoff batter, the pitcher, Eric Urbanea. In the dirt, and they'll go to a full count with Urbanea, who struck out looking in his first at-bat back in the second. Urbanea started the game on the mound for Scarborough, was lifted, and now has returned. A 6-0 lead for Hill United, bottom of the fifth inning. Scarborough Force trying anything at all to get something going. Now the winds have picked up here in the park, so there's a storm a-coming.
well, remember when we started this game, there was absolutely no movement in the flags at all.
Foul ball.
Now, boy, is there ever. It may have to batten down the hatches, as the wind certainly has picked up and all the flags and all the tents are moving here.
Might get to experience a good old Midwest downpour here, Lance, pretty soon. Many of the fans. Oh, there's a lightning strike. Saw some chain lightning off the distance. You probably picked that up on your screen. So you can see the pants of Adam Folker blowing, and you've got to wonder how long they're going to let this continue here. Three and 2 pitch, and Urbanea draws a walk. Third walk allowed by Adam Folkard tonight, the second to lead off an inning.
Be interesting to see when and if they decide to call this game, and if they do, if they award the victory to the Chiefs. It seems pretty probable. Adam already with four no-hitters in the World Tournament, and he's got 2 perfect games, not in this one, but over his ISC World Tournament career.
First pitch to Figueroa is a swing and a miss. We got to think, Lance, that the organizers are going to want to make sure they get at least 5 innings in to call this an official game. If not, we'd be looking at a delay until who knows when. Chopper to short, Todd Hunter to Southam, on to first for Mullally. Double play.
Beautiful 6-4-3 DP. Well executed, and a good pivot from Southern at second base. Good strong arm on both him and Todd Hunter made that DP look very easy.
You took the words out of my mouth. Joel Southam with a great turn and throw to Stephen Mullally. And with 2 down, Darren Newsom, the third baseman, steps in for the Scarborough Force. Rise ball for strike 1. Will the softball gods be with us? Hard dipper poured in for strike 2. Oh, 0-2 on the count to Newsom. Rung up on the outside drop ball. 5 innings in the books, and the Scarborough Force trail the 3-time defending champion Hill United Chiefs by a score of 6-0.
Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Back here for the top of the 6th inning, and Jason Sanford is due up for the Hill United Chiefs, although I believe we're going to see a pinch hitter. Well, Sanford was just getting his gear off, grabbing a bat, and here he comes to the plate. Jason Sanford is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. As the wind has come in, the lightning's getting closer, but the rain hasn't started yet, with its general indication that we've still got a little bit of time here. Eric Urbanea still on the mound for the Scarborough Force. Top of the 6th inning, 9-1-2 due up for the Hill United Chiefs. Urbanea with a high drop ball or change up or a little bit of both. Ball 1.
Well, you can bet the game plan for the Chiefs is still to try to tack on another run and force this game to be a bit shortened.
Sanford lifts this into the center field gap. Krulicki gets a piece. It's down. He's safe for a double. The Hill United catcher now 2 for 3.
Tough play out there for Krulicki. That ball was hit hard, but I think the wind may have got it and pushed it away and down. And I think you got to give him a double on that play based on how hard the ball was hit.
Absolutely. He made his best effort to get there, but it certainly wasn't a gimme catch. And Jason Sanford is on second with nobody out, and Brad Esigal coming to the plate. Another lightning strike off in the distance. They're certainly getting closer. And the delay right now, our umpire-in-chief is down talking to the home plate umpire, Mike Morrissey, coming up with a game plan.
Well, I think the concern really is that lightning, Chris. That's the main thing. Even if the rain isn't here, the lightning appears very close. So, not quite sure what the discussion or the specifics of the discussion. I don't have the X-ray vision or the super hearing that Joe Todd has. But,
well, we do have to keep him around for something.
Well, everyone's got their skill and their role on this team.
Drop ball inside to Esigal for a strike. And folks, we can tell you if there is a lightning delay, our camera feed will certainly be going off the air as we will try and protect ourselves. But yeah, you got to think about the players. Of course, Brad Esigal holding that lightning rod right in the air. He just avoids getting hit with that inside pitch from Urbanea. 1-1 with nobody out. Jason Sanford, a leadoff double here in the top half of the 5th inning. The Hill United Chiefs lead 6-0 in this winner's bracket semifinal. Another drop ball inside. 2-1 the count now on Brad. Esigal chopper into the hole, and that's going to be a single of the infield variety for Brad Esigal, who can hit him over the fence and leg out a chopper on the infield.
Well, that was deep in the hole. I don't think Remick even would have had a chance to get Esigal. Runs well down the line, but did a good job just to keep that ball in the infield.
Sanford has to stop at second as Remick looked him back. So the runners are now on first and second with nobody out, and the number 2 hitter, Nico Carrill, who is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Big bender, that's going to be a ball, but impressive that Urbanea can even throw a ball like that.
Looked very close. Tough one to take as far as a hitter goes, but this wind is really picked up and it's really making things difficult.
And it's so interesting, Lance, because we haven't had a breath of wind here all week, and all of a sudden it is whipping and howling. One and one count to the now left fielder, Nico Kirill. Fouled off. 1-2.
Kirill had a good hack at that pitch. Luckily, or fortunately for Urbania, he kept it on the inner part of the plate and didn't allow Kirill to get those arms extended.
One and two pitch upcoming from the left-handed Eric Urbania to the right-handed hitting Nico Kirill. Runners on first and second with nobody out. Chopper to second, Lamb on to short for Remicky to first, and Kirill is out as well. So one good turn deserves another. Scarborough showing a little bit of defensive flair of their own.
Nice 4-6-3 double play. Certainly alleviates the pressure. Still a runner at third base, though, in Jason Sanford, and they have to contend now with Nick Shales.
So Shales, the only thing on his mind now, driving in that seventh run before heading to the bottom of the sixth inning.
Well, he's working with on a 3-for-3 ball game. He's got himself an RBI.
And he's a home run away from the cycle here at the ISC World Tournament. I don't even know if there's a section for cycles in our ISC guide rule book, or check that record book. But it would be quite the impressive feat nonetheless. The last one that anyone can remember is Ben Anoka in 2014. Shales is in a hole now, 0-2. Sanford the runner at third with two away. 6-0 Hill United in the top of the sixth inning. Adam Folkert, 3 walks, his only blemishes.
Funny you bring up Shales being in the hole 0-2. He's been in the whole 0-2 in his previous 2 at-bats.
And this will be a close play at first. Rowan Lamb with a highlight reel defensive play to retire Nick Shales. And the Hill United Chiefs go down in the top of the sixth inning without recording a run. Back here on the ISC Network in just a moment. Scarborough Force due up the 9-1-2 batters.
At Cooper Tire, we make tires for people, not just cars. Our brand promise is that Cooper tires perform on the road so drivers can perform everywhere those roads take them, because life is a journey. From the everyday motorist to the most demanding high-performance off-road and motorsports enthusiasts, we have tires for you. Cooper Tire is proudly based in Findlay, Ohio, and we have manufacturing, sales and distribution, technical and design operations within our family of companies in more than a dozen countries around the world. Visit us online at coopertire.com to learn more. Cooper Tire, proud of where we've been, confident in where we're going.
Bottom of the sixth inning for the Scarborough Force. Justin Krulicki will lead things off. Jerome Remicky and Andy Skelton due up, and there's a pinch hitter for Krulicki. It is number 96, Eric Ochoa, and Ochoa sends this deep into left field. And where's the ball? It's a double. We lose it in our angle down there, but a leadoff pinch hit double for Eric Ochoa. There goes Adam Folkert's no-hit bid. First batter in the sixth inning. And will we see Krulicki re-enter and run at second base?
Well, I think Adam needs to put that aside and just go get these hitters. You're playing for outs now. You're not worried about anything personally. You just want to get out of this game, get your team well rested, and get ready for a big ball game tomorrow, where a trip to the final will be on the line against the Toronto Gators.
Ochoa will run for himself. Remeke now at the plate. He is officially 0 for 0 with 2 walks. One and 0 is the count to Remeke. Swing and a miss, rise ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, nobody out and a runner on second. Hill U leading 6-0. The Hill United Chiefs are the 3-time defending ISC champions, looking to join some elite company with a 4th consecutive win. Remeke swings through a drop ball, now behind 1-2.
See if Folkert really bears down after giving up a hit.
Oh, look out. This is deep and gone. Jerome Remeke with a 2-run shot to right field. Scarborough have cut the deficit to 4.
Boy, oh boy, did he jump on a pitch, and you have to figure that was a mistake to throw him a ball that was up, and it stayed up, and Remeke pounded that ball over both fences in right field.
And hold on, because we have got ourselves a game. 6-2 is the score. A meeting on the mound of the infield. John Hill checking with Adam Folkert, saying, "You good? You're going to keep going?" Adam says, "Oh, absolutely." And this could be a tough at-bat for Andy Skelton. Folkert has been jarred to life.
Well, Remeke's had a couple of good at-bats against Adam Folkert, drawing 2 walks, one in the first, one in the third, before teeing off on that one here in the 6th.
No activity in the Hill United bullpen, and no shuffling in the dugout either, so it's Folkert's game right now. Still with a 4-run lead, very comfortable for the Aussie. Third time through the order, Jerome Remeke, after walking twice, takes Adam Folkert 273 feet to right field for the home run.
Got a pretty good counter.
Got the technology. Drop ball, paints it black on the outside part of the plate. Skelton steps back and knows that he couldn't hit that even if he tried. 1-2 is the count. Same pitch, same result. Andy Skelton rung up for the 2nd time tonight.
Good pitch from Adam Folkert, painted the outside corner. Not sure what Andy Skelton was waiting for, but that pitch was just too good.
Bruno Matroni, the catcher, steps in. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Healthy hack at the first pitch. Strike 1. Just inside, 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 down. Eric Ochoa, pinch hit to lead off the inning, hit a long fly ball double to left field. Then Jerome Remeke homer to right. Adam Folkert rebounded with a strikeout of Andy Skelton. Now has a 1-2 count on Bruno Matroni. It's a 6-2 Hill United Chiefs lead in the bottom of the 6th. In the dirt for a ball. Sanford will pick it, wipe it off a little in his pants, a couple of words of encouragement, and head back behind the plate. Strike three, down goes Matroni on an inside drop ball. So after giving up the 2-run homer to Remeke, Folkert picks up yet another K.
An even dozen for Folkert today.
That runs his tournament strikeout count to 47. So Rowan Lamb, who has played well, will be subbed out. No, he won't. That's 17, not 7. Rowan Lamb will get his first at-bat of the tournament, and he turns on one foul ball, strike one. No, I was wrong again. That is Lima. Lima and Lamb are similar-looking guys in their body, 17 and 7, and Lima and Lamb on the name bars look pretty similar. But I can confirm it's Jorge Lima re-entering the game. He's 0 for 2. Whoa. I think Sanford and Folkert got crossed up on that one because that was nowhere close to being caught. Mike Morrissey probably felt that whiz by his left ear.
Certainly took out the mascot, that's for sure.
One and one is the count to Jorge Lima. Hard drop ball, fouled off.
Seemed like Lima just committed that he was going to swing at that ball no matter where it was. As inside a pitch as it was from Folkert, he still took a healthy rip.
Watching this game here with the Scarborough Force, the very reminiscent San Francisco Giants uniforms, they just got an update that Madison Bumgarner hit another home run tonight. Drop ball outside, and Jorge Lima wishing he was Madison Bumgarner after giving up the home run. Folkert comes back to strike out the side, his 13th K of the night, and we will move on to the 7th inning. Hill United 6, Scarborough Force 2. The Chiefs at bat when we come back.
First Nations Payment Systems strives to deliver innovative and secure solutions that benefit merchants everywhere. We can help you decrease your costs and increase your revenues. With more than 1 million merchant locations using the First Nations Payment Systems platform worldwide, you can't go wrong by making the switch. When you partner with First Nations Payments, your clients will benefit from our world-class payment experts, support staff, and cutting-edge technologies. To learn more about how First Nations Payments can help your organization, contact us through our website at firstnationspayments.ca. We thank First Nations Payments for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Steve Mullally leads things off for the Hill United Chiefs in the top of the 7th inning. Mullally tonight uncharacteristically Lance 0 for 3.
Well, sometimes it's feast or famine with Lally, and you know, he can go with a bit of a dry spell and then all of a sudden come back with a 3-hit ball game, or he can go 0 for 3 and then all of a sudden he launches a towering home run to win the ball game. So you never count that guy out, and you just chalk it up to the fact that nobody bats 1,000 anyway. So you figure that regardless, he's always a dangerous hitter, and I think Eric Urbanea will attest to that.
2-0 count. You know Mullally will be swinging from the heels here. Doesn't get a chance though. 3-0 on the inside pitch. He's got the green light here. Definitely not. Strike one.
Taken all the way for sure. Looks like the wind has died down just a wee bit.
Yeah, may it have missed us. I don't know. Knock on wood. Squibber up the middle. Mullally running hard. Another great play by Remeke.
Remeke really flashing the leather there, showing his range. Did a good job. Not only getting to the ball, but the fact that able to make a good, hard, accurate throw on the run. And that's the reason why he's playing shortstop for this Force team.
So the right fielder, Jason Hill, who started the game as the designated player but had to pick up his glove for the first time this weekend after Mark Johnson came up limping. And we can see that Jeff Novacek has come out on deck in Mark Johnson's spot. That was filled by Grant Patterson, the pinch runner, a couple of innings ago.
And I like Grant, but he's probably not going to get a chance to hit in this tournament. No offense. No, and not a bad stick, you're right, but I think when you look up and down that lineup, probably one or two guys a little more qualified.
Well, Novacek's on deck, and of course Dale Levy's in there too, so 2-0 the count on Jason Hill. One down in the top of the 7th inning. The Hill United Chiefs lead by 4, but certainly wouldn't mind a little more insurance. Hill was swinging for the parking lot on that inside dipper. 2-2. Check that, 2-1. I was getting ahead of myself. That's going to be low. 3-1 count on Jason Hill, who steps back, starts to think, what might I see in this situation from Eric Urbanea? And where may I deposit it? Oh, this is high to center, but he just missed it. Pulled in out there by Ochoa. 2 down.
Probably got what he was expecting, but just got under it just a bit. Urbanea's ball moves all over the place, and even if you have a beat on it, it could change at any time.
So now batting in the 7-hole for Mark Johnson, who was 2 for 3 but left the game with that pre-existing groin injury. Jeff Novacek will pinch hit, the native of Midland, Michigan.
Have to make sure we get a bit of an injury report on Mark Johnson between now and the undefeated game, assuming that the Chiefs can hold on here and win this one. They will set the stage for a heavyweight bout with the Toronto Gators.
Well, I tell you, if Mark Johnson is unable to go, that's a massive loss for the Hill United Chiefs, who are already without the 2 retired guys from last year in Jeff Ellsworth and Craig Crawford. So the bench for the Hill United Chiefs is a little bit thin. I don't know if it's in Dale Levy's contract to go back out there in the outfield. I think he has a strictly clay policy. One strike to count on Novacek.
Not sure who worked that contract for Big Red, but you might be right. Seems like they've got guys to cover on D. They'll certainly miss his stick if he can't go. Leading hitter in the ball club, I believe.
Yeah, for this week, Mark Johnson certainly is. He was 667 coming into tonight's game. Going 2 for 3 again, so I'd have to see the numbers, but no doubt would bump him up a little bit. Novacek. It's off the glove of Hale. Kicked. Attempted by Lima. So I'm not sure how that'll be scored. Maybe an error on Hale. That was certainly a playable ball.
I think you got to go with an error for sure. I don't think Donnie got his body in front of that enough. The least he could have done was gotten down and cushioned that ball and knocked it down. All he would have had to do was pick it up and touch the base.
So that'll bring James Todhunter to the plate, 1 for 3 with a home run. Inside for a ball. So runner on second in Novacek, 2 down. And Todhunter at the plate with a 6-2 Hill United lead. One last chance for the Scarborough Force coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Donnie Hale will be leading things off, and Todd Hunter turns on one. It's down, and I believe jumped over the fence for a ground rule double. So Novacek will have to go back to third on the play.
And that's too bad, because clearly another run would have come in to score on that, and you can bet Todd Hunter would have had his sights on third base.
Yeah, he was at second base by the time the ball skipped over the fence out there. So now Joel Southam again batting from the right-hand side. Has a chance for a couple more RBIs after hitting a deep home run back in the 4th from the other side of the plate. Nice pick by Matroni. That'll keep Novacek at third. One and 0 is the count on Southam. He'll swing through that changeup, 1-1.
Good pitch from Urbanea. Took something off that, pulled the string, and had Southam way out in front.
Jason Sanford, the catcher, waits on deck. He's got a single and a double in tonight's game as he continues to hit well this week. Southam's going to send this one. It's curving into the gap, and he was just feet from going all Eddie Murray on us, but he will have a 2 RBI triple.
Good job from Southern. He turned on that pitch, and again inches away from being a 3-run home run, as it was hard off the fence out there in center field. Good piece of hitting from Southern.
So 3 RBIs tonight for Joel Southam, a home run and a triple, and it's now 8-2 Hill United. And the catcher, Jason Sanford, has an opportunity to add an RBI to his total. Those runs will be unearned after the Donnie Hale era extended this inning. Strike 1 in on Sanford, and I may have just heard a thunderclap for the first time. To quote our old pal Garth Brooks, the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. And an outside drop ball to Jason Sanford, 1-1.
Punching. Hit the gap. Hit the gap. Base hit. Come on.
That's low for a ball. 2-1. Joel Southam stands on third base after a 2 RBI triple to the right center field gap off the top of the fence.
You watch these Hill United Chiefs hitters, and regardless of the score, the situation, they come up with the same approach. And Sanford has had himself a good day at the plate.
Well, you know, when Sanford first came up, that's a low strike. When Sanford first came up to play ISC ball, he was well regarded as a good defensive catcher, but never really known for his offense. Well, he's certainly been able to change that around.
Sure has. He's become a complete player at that position. Probably the toughest position on the diamond, although I know you said it was third base. I thought that was a good one on your part.
Well, that's only because I wasn't very good, but that's where they kept sticking me. Strikeout from Sanford to end the inning, the 4th full time through the batting order for the Hill United Chiefs. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Adam Folker has a 6-run cushion. And the Hill United Chiefs will look to put their stamp on their ticket to the winner's bracket final.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud Fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Bottom of the 7th coming up here at 11:30 local time in Moline. Middle of the day in Australia and New Zealand. And middle of the night in the rest of North America. Adam Folker comes out for his 7th inning of work. And Don Hale will lead things off. Eric Urbanea and Pablo Figueroa due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, I think we're skeptical that the Force can put together 6 runs here on Adam Folkert. It would be quite a feat. I mean, we have seen some crazy things, but
that would be pretty crazy.
Adam, one of the best closers in the game.
I wouldn't put your children's education fund on the likelihood of the Force coming back.
Or anyone's education fund.
Donnie Hale at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. A healthy swing.
And a really good pitcher has made a very good hitter look very mediocre. And sitting down Donnie Hale twice via the strikeout.
Check swing inside on that pitch from Hale. And just want to let our viewers know that we will be back on the air at 10 a.m. tomorrow. All the games here from Diamond 5, full commentary, all the way through to the 7 p.m. winners bracket final. Hale is already halfway back to the dugout when they check his swing. I think everybody may be just trying to get out of here at this point.
I think so. I think things are academic, but you got to play the game, and that's the way it is. And I think Adam Folker would like another chance to get a clean inning on his way out the door and prep for tomorrow's undefeated game.
That was Folkert's 14th strikeout of the night. And to put things in perspective, there have only been 19 outs so far in this game by the Scarborough Force. But such is the game of fast pitch, Lance. It's a pitcher's dominated game.
It is, and Adam Folkert is the #1 dominator.
That's a great pitch on the outside. Call the ball. Couldn't get Eric Urbanea to chase. Fouled off. 1-2 the count on the pitcher Urbanea. He is 0 for 1. Drew a walk in his last at-bat, but was then retired on the Todd Hunter Southam Mullally 6-4-3 double play. One away here for Urbanea in the bottom of the 7th. And Folker wanted that pitch, full count. And that one, which looked to be a little more off the plate, is the 15th strikeout of the night. And we've now got some argument coming from the force. Well, Urban A is arguing, coming to get him out of there.
Well, you got to argue that. I mean, Jason Sanford is tossing the ball down the third long before Mike Morrissey is even contemplating whether it's a ball or a strike. Sanford's already decided it's a strike, and Urban A is out, and I think that's what Urban A objected to.
Well, that and the pitch he was called out on was worse than the one before that called a ball. And as a hitter, all you want is consistency.
Well, you figure that, but it's 8-2 in the 7th inning, so I say take the bat off your shoulder and go up there hacking. That's pretty much what you need to do.
I don't disagree with you. Chopper foul, 0-2, Figueroa in the hole.
Figueroa's clearly up there hacking.
He goes to the Lance Winn school of
Well, he's
batting.
not going to get cheated. He's going to go for his 3 swings, and instead of sitting there looking and waiting, I mean, this guy's got 15 strikeouts in his ball game. Clearly, it's not an issue of his control. Okay, it's pinpoint, and he's been doing it all game. He's getting the calls. So, Urban A is a pitcher. He should know that.
Figueroa into left field. Carrill with a diving catch to end the game. You talked about his defense improving, and he improves the Hill United Chiefs into the winners bracket final. An 8-2 victory here over the Scarborough Force under the threat of lightning and lightning strikes. So Hill United will play the Toronto Gators 7 p.m. tomorrow night in the winners bracket final. And Lance Winn, your final thoughts on this game?
Well, it was a game that was much touted, 2 undefeated teams, and clearly the top-ranked Hill United Chiefs, very methodical about what they did, putting up 2 runs and then 2 runs and another couple and then putting it away in the 6th. So an impressive display from the Toronto Gators in a tough win. So we have ourselves a good heavyweight bout come tomorrow.
Winning pitcher Adam Fulker, losing pitcher, actually it will be Juan Podolicio as he gave up the winning run. And we'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for a full slate of games. Thanks for joining us here on the ISC Network.